Have you ever felt completely stuck? Like you've just hit a wall and can't see the path forward? Well, everyone loves a good comeback story. And the best part is, you get to write your own. In this explainer, we're going to break down the exact script for that story, showing you how to turn your lowest points into your greatest launch pads. So, let's dive right in with a big question. Why do so many talented people fail? I mean, we all know someone who is just naturally gifted, but for whatever reason, never really accomplishes anything with it. So what's going on there? What's the missing piece that separates raw potential from real-world achievement? Let's find out.
Okay, our first stop is a trap that, let's be honest, we all fall into at some point. That deep down desire to just fit in. It feels safe, right? It feels comfortable. But as we're about to see, it's also the place where your potential goes to die.
So really, it comes down to a fundamental choice. On one side, you have the comfort of the crowd. It's easy, it's safe, you don't make any waves. But that path, it's got a pretty low ceiling. On the other side, you have the challenging, and yeah, it's sometimes lonely path of standing out. It's way harder, for sure, but it is the only path where you get to decide your own limits and actually see what you're made of. You know, it's kind of funny when you think about it. We spend so much time and energy trying to blend in, to be part of some group or trend. But just stop and think about the people who really make an impact, the people we admire the most. They are always, without a single exception, the ones who dare to be different. Okay, so if you're going to dare to stand out, you are, inevitably, going to face some setbacks. That's just part of the deal. The key isn't to try and avoid failure, but to completely change your relationship with it. It's not a stop sign. It's your fuel. And right here, this is the great filter. So many amazing journeys, so many brilliant ideas, they just come to a grinding halt at this exact point. We've all failed. The difference between the people who make a comeback and those who don't is what they do in the moment after the failure. So how do you push past that point where everyone else stops? You do it by embracing what's called the dark side. Now, this isn't about becoming some kind of movie villain, not at all. It's about recognizing that all your setbacks, your struggles, your failures, they contain this immense raw energy. It's like pressure creating a diamond. It's this fire that if you can learn how to harness it, can burn brighter than anything else. And look, this is not a passive thing. It's a deliberate transformation. First, you hit that setback. Okay. Then, instead of letting it crush you, you consciously grab onto that energy, that frustration, that anger, that dark side. And finally, you channel all of that with intense focus toward the outcome you actually want. Okay, so you're ready to stand out and you're ready to use failure as fuel? Great. But there's another huge myth we've got to bust, and it's the idea that talent is all you need. It's not even close. And this brings us right back to that question we asked at the very beginning. Talent is just the starting block. It gets you in the race, but without the engine of hard work and serious preparation, even the most gifted person is never going to cross the finish line. The real success formula is when you pair that talent with relentless preparation. It needs you to take action, and it demands a commitment to constantly develop your skills, sharpening them both mentally and physically. When you're truly prepared, that fear of failure starts to melt away because you know you have the tools to handle any outcome and just keep moving forward. And here's a hard truth every single person faces. Doesn't matter if you're an athlete, an artist, or an entrepreneur. Your natural gifts, the stuff that came so easily to you at first, eventually, they're going to hit a limit. You're going to hit a plateau. And that moment, that's a critical moment of truth. And this right here, this is where so many people quit. They hit that plateau in their job, their health, their business. And because the progress isn't easy and instant anymore, they think they've done something wrong, so they bail. But the ones who succeed, they're the ones who say, okay, this is where the real work begins. I'm going to fight through this. So how do you actually break through that plateau? Well, the answer lies in the deep, difficult, and incredibly rewarding pursuit of mastery. It's about choosing something real over something easy. I mean, think about it. We live in an age of infinite information. We download a million things, we scroll through endless feeds, we're just constantly consuming. But how much of that stuff do we actually master? So often we feel unfulfilled because we're just chasing the sugar rush of the next new thing instead of truly owning something. And you can see this stark contrast right here. On one side, you've got the social media world. It's all about filters, looking good, and chasing that immediate gratification. But on the other side is the world of mastery, and that requires pushing past what doesn't feel good, embracing the struggle, and earning something real, something that's truly yours. At the end of the day, that fleeting feeling of looking good is absolutely nothing compared to the deep, lasting fulfillment of being good. Significance is so much more important than superficial success. And real significance, that only comes from mastery. All right, let's bring all of this home. We've talked about standing out, using failure as fuel, and chasing mastery. Now, let's pinpoint the exact moment your comeback actually begins.
We often see our lowest point as the end, like it's a total defeat. But it's not. It's the moment of maximum opportunity. When you are at the absolute bottom, with nothing left to lose, you are completely and totally open to change. And that makes you incredibly powerful. Your lowest point isn't a period at the end of a sentence, it's a starting line.
So here it is, your blueprint for a real comeback, summarizing everything we've just covered. Number 1, dare to stand out. Don't try to fit in. 2, see every single failure as fuel for the fire. 3, remember that preparation will always beat raw talent. And number 4, chase true mastery and significance, not superficial likes. So we end with this. Your comeback isn't something you wait for. It's something you decide to start right now. It begins with that choice to go deep, to push through the plateau, and to own something real. So the question isn't if you'll have a comeback story, it's what that story will be about. What will you master?